Welcome in everybody, and hello to anybody who's new here. Warm welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in Lisbon, Portugal. As you can see here, I'm out on the streets and just having a quick stroll. Actually, I know I've got the call from my boss, and I'm kind of just strolling along waiting to get to the airport. We have a flight scheduled down from Lisbon to fantastic Gibraltar airport, one of the best, probably one of the most scenic airports in the entire world. Very famous Gibraltar Rock, specifically next to the runway. So yeah, we're gonna hop into the aircraft and we're gonna do some checks. I'm gonna go for the checklists and we'll get going. So let's fly there. Let's do that, shall we? So up we go. Look at that. This is Lisbon, everybody. The airport is literally in front of us. My mistake. There we go. And let's just pan around the city, taking those incredible views before we say goodbye. Absolutely stunning. Back here we go then. Here we are outside on the ramp, parked in the Citation X. Expected cruise altitude today is 45,000 feet. It's absolutely scorching, so we won't need to worry about any overcast weather. Expecting good weather on arrival. Obviously looking very good out here on the ramp. Let's go ahead and get in the aircraft. So, up we go into the cockpit. Let's do our preliminary checks before we get going, shall we? And we'll get calling ATC. Let me connect to that SIM now and make sure everything is good. As I say, welcome in if you're new here. My name is Grantham. I do stream 3 times a week and we'll do European flights in general. But I do like to sort of stretch out and explore other areas in aircraft. Citation X, one of my favourites. And today we're in call sign Citation rather than Charlie. Citation 1 Tango Golf. Golf Tango. And we are C750. Cessna Citation 10 has become very popular on Microsoft. I still recommend the Explain 12 version. So we're connected to the voice server. We have hopefully someone in the tower. I haven't checked the ICAO of the airport, and in fact I didn't put it in the description. But now we're spawned in. There's other aircraft here. Anyway, our expected runway is in fact runway 20. Yes. LPPT. So it looks like we have ATC as well. And just across the way, we didn't see it on the walk around the city there, but there is in fact another airport. And not the main airport for Lisbon. Let's go ahead and get checked into our aircraft. Batteries and ICAS. Refuel. So we're only expecting just under 2,000 kg of fuel today. As you can see, we're actually running pretty low on fuel there in the tanks, which is rare. So 1968 on fuel. Let's see if it will do it if I type it. Usually it doesn't. No, so closest we can get is 1981. That's absolutely fine. Extra fuel does not bother me. With 10 packs on board. Of course, we've got 2 people in the cockpit, so 100 and I usually count about 70 kg. I think 70 kg is where Explain will recognise the passenger. So you have to put a minimum of 70 kg for it to recognise as a passenger in that seat. So we're just going to estimate the weights. I'm sure they don't mind. And of course the 4 here we've got 140 times 2. About 280. So we put that in both. I wish it wouldn't keep scrolling up like that. And we have actually quite a lot of baggage. We have 236 kg, which is quite a lot. Oh, very close on that measurement. 5.5 will do instead of 36. Okay, that's the fuel and balance done. My cousin battery systems are coming off. Standby power. And passengers and cargo, in fact, boarded and checked. We've got the passports on board. I hope you have brought your documentation as well. External power. So I have the option to connect the GPU. I think I just did it. But again, that's not not clear with the GPU on this game. Avionics and iCast, fuel boost. Have I still got it programmed? No, I've not got it programmed. It's got, well, I have got it because it's obviously up in the up position, which is on, but we want it on the normal position. So I'll have to obviously readjust these. There's a few things there that have been programmed in, but the fuel boosts, if I just go on to do nothing, just because when you program it and spawn in, it will suddenly start to be selected on automatically, which is, I think, is a real pain. That's obviously either a laminar research or honeycomb issue, which either one is not practical. It can get quite annoying to continually turn things off from cold and dark, and there also doesn't seem to be a cold and dark state in this game. Not a proper one anyway, because you have to still have to turn things off to make it officially cold and dark. FADEC. That's for the engine control systems. Make sure we don't overpower them. Reset and normal. Standby power, center wing transfers normal. Miniature lights on and then up. Floodlights all sorted, we don't need to change them. Passenger oxygen automatic. Jetties. Cycle that brake. Seatbelt signs on. Recognition nav, and we don't need tail floodlights in the daytime. Scorching in here, absolutely scorching. So 29 degrees in the cockpit and 28 in the cabin. Outside it's 26, so we need to get those air conditioners on as soon as possible. I'm going to turn it on to maximum cool. Absolutely love the air conditioning on the Citation X. It's very easy to use, although obviously it's not practical because you'd have to keep adjusting the temperature to suit different people, etc, etc. So we're going to put those on to maximum, because we'll turn them off because we'll turn them off before we start the engines. Okay, then we connect to the ATC. We did have ATC online. I think they've just gone offline, which is not great. We had LPPT tower or ground or something. Just kind of typical, but I suppose most of the flights have departed already from Lisbon Airport. We only got here 5 minutes ago. Only just signed in. A lot of planes in the area though, and obviously when we get down to Gibraltar that might be the same as well. Keep an eye on the ATC, they might come back. We'll just have to assume, yeah, I'll have to tune into the ATS for now. The Unicom system. 800. Now we're going to put a random score code. We're not supposed to do this yet, but realistically you would do it when you get your clearance. Aircraft doors, let's close those. Rotary tests. Okay, there's the stall test.
Lisbon traffic, Alpine 58, Charlie Mike, departure runway 20, initially climbing 5000, Alpha Lisbon traffic.
Fantastic. We do need to get our flight plan. Yeah, we need to set up our FMC. Let me just do that now. And we're going to check our initial altitude as well. Just to make sure we... there it is. Just make sure we have our initial altitude too. So there's a lot of traffic in the area. A combination of diamonds on the screen would tell you it's traffic. So straight out departure to the left it looks like. Gaius, Latvo, etc, etc. And our initial altitude seems to be 3,000 feet to Gaius. Of course we could check the charts, we could check what chart says. Let me just check that actually on the other tab. We'll get it set up in a second, I promise. So LPPT. Good, so all the frequencies are there in case we need to come back to the airport. And thank goodness they got the charts. So you want we want a few charts here actually. We want to check we want the airport chart when we're taxiing. We go on there with marking and lighting, ground movement charts. Okay, that other aircraft at the airport has vanished. Must have been that one. Well, we arrived when there's like 3 different planes here, but they've all got out relatively quickly. And maybe they're going up to Gibraltar as well. We'll probably overtake them in the air if they are. Fantastic. Anyway, again, distracted, back to the departure list. Departures, we want the runway 20. Looks like here's the Gaius 8 Sierra departure, but it's not popping up on the departures list, so that's unfortunate. We just got runway 20 there. And then there's these things, of course, 1 Sierra, but it's going to take a while to see it like that. Let's click that anyway. That's the one. That's the runway we want. So said departure. Let me just find mine. So we're taking that left-hand turn out down there. Net though. I don't think that's actually where we're placed. We're on the land. Well, net road will be where we're going to, which is just about there where the aircraft's been put for some reason. The actual runway's there. Yeah, up, and then we'll go left to Gaius. Restrictions, we'll look for those on departure. Let's get our setup done first. So we've looked at the departure just briefly. Auxiliary pump's coming off. It's in there at least. That's at least one thing that went right today. Or is it? There it is. And the arrival. Expecting runway 09, the Plymouth arrival. There's no star there. Coming up on runway 09 at Gibraltar. That's a little bit concerning. LXGB. I'm pretty sure that's Gibraltar, isn't it? LXGB. Yeah, Gibraltar International Airport. The chat today as well is open to everybody. Left it open to everybody today deliberately because somebody gave me a suggestion, so I have taken your suggestion on board. Hope you're enjoying the content as well. Yeah, we'll just say 3,000 feet on that. Light level change. And 180. Yaw damper. Mac trim. transponders frequency is set. We've made up something. Set it to standby. Heading set to runway, so 20. Altimeter. Altitude set to clear altitude. What did we say? You said 3,000 feet, didn't we? We'll change it if we just check the Q and H as well while we're here. 019. $1,350 feet. About there. Okay, engine start. Ground and cockpit pack. It's not really done much to cool the cockpit down at all. It's pretty much 29 degrees still inside. Right, engine. Just wait for the fuel. There we go. We've kind of done it a little bit early, but flaps are deploying as well for some reason. I'll have to either skip the reversers on landing or program them in the air. Of course, spoilers. Ground idle high. Icos fuel page. Over 500 on the right side, it should be over 500 on the left as well. I'm going to put the packs on high. Pressurization altitude 45,000 feet is sort of like preset in this aircraft. Pressurization is set. Pitot static switches. Coming on a little bit early. It's a little bit cold, warm, sorry, it's a little bit hot, so we're going to leave them off. I don't want to cause any damage to the aircraft. I'm going to set 5 degrees of flaps per the initialization. So 5,000, 3,000 feet initially. Okay, 138. Can't pre-select it, but it's on there. Can't set speed in this aircraft, there's no auto throttle on it. Okay, flight plan, yeah, it's 100% coming up as 3,000 feet. For some reason it's saying 3,000 all the way there. Sorry everybody, give me a second. Shouldn't be saying that. Cruise altitude is 45,000 feet. Let's just do that again. The thing's not working as expected. Yeah, so when I set the initial altitude, some reason it's taken that and I'm not sure how to change it. Oh well. A little bit frustrating. You can't just go and cruise like this and clear it or put 450 there. Because now it's put the rest of the flight plan to 450 rather than following the departures. Let's try it like this. There we go. Now maybe that'll take us up to flight level 450. Maybe it won't. It shouldn't. May you enter this manually. So now we've got to account for the arrival as well. Well, we're descending down Plymouth. That'll be fine, I think. Okay, flaps are set. Trim is going to be set. Flaps are set on my control thing, but it's more like 10 degrees for 5 degrees on it. Pitch trim, set green. Yoke and rudder controls, so free movement, ailerons, elevators. The spoilers are good as well. It says 4,000 around here, 3,000 net run. I think after that we can just continue to climb because it's saying 7,000 there. Taking a left-hand turn out from the airport. Can't see our departure on there though. It's come up with a different name. Rather, it's come with Nevro, but no Gaius. I can't see Gaius on the map. Oh well, we'll get tanks in. Parking brake released. And hold the brakes. Let's get a. Let's just put those back on. Let's do it proper. Let's get a proper pushback. Plan pushback, and we'll probably push it here, and that'll be a relatively short taxi then to the runway. Maybe right there. What's going on with that pink line?
Round to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Will do.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
That plane that was landing earlier, that was obviously coming down to land, made his call that he was on short final. He's gone off the map. I don't know if he's like landed and shut down that quick, but everyone seems to have done it a lot quicker than I have. It just makes me think that people aren't doing the proper chat list and they're just, you know, hopping on that sim, rushing through it.
Hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
It's kind of strange. And interior master switch.
Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when you're ready to start pushback.
I think it's sometimes it breaks, sometimes it does not function as correct as expected. I would also love to see interaction with these windshield, these sun glare shields, and being able to open the window, for example. I know you rarely open this window, if ever, But still the option is there, you know, realistically there's a handle there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to push back. It's that menu there's a pain as well.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Okay, well we already did. We'll do it again. We're just going to put ourselves, we're just going to do a U-turn, so let's just do that. Right, how do we delete that plan? And we'll just do it like again. Alright, hopefully he's going to push us back.
Starting pushback.
Thank goodness. So the original plan obviously was a bit wrong for us.
Hey, quit blinding me with your taxi light. Turn it off.
Okay, he suddenly had his sex change in the last 2 minutes. And lost his accent as well. "28 minutes in is not bad." Every time again, yeah, again trying to find that chart departure. We got it there. We'll follow 3,000 feet initially until we get past Gaios, and then we'll do straight to 45,000. Those are the departures, by the way. The obviously the all that one Sierra, the Bev up, does up. They're all departures, but except ours. Interestingly enough, ours is missing from it. And then you got the one going in the back. Probably really easy to follow. Okay, let's just assume we're going to remember that departure. Let's go back and let's look at the actual chart for the airport. Aerodrome charts, so we can navigate around the taxiways. That's pretty handy. A little bit messy on the chart, but we can figure it out. So we're on runway 20 down this end. Doesn't look like we can get it all the way to the end, so we're all the way to whatever that one is. Looks like uniform. Takes away uniform, and so we get a bad chart than the aerodrome with marking and lighting perhaps. No, ground movement chart.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, we'll wait for him to disconnect and we'll get going.
Connecting tow. Stand by.
Cool, we can take that right hand turn. Zulu 1. Then we'll follow Lima. And then we'll join uniform. Fantastic. Love it when we can plan it out like that. So he's going to give his hand signals when he's disconnected, and we'll wait for him as we look at the sunshine. Quite a few airlines here today. We've got Lufthansa, British Airways, EasyJets. Not sure what that one is. I can't remember the
Tow is
name of
disconnected
it.
and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, great. Just going to minimize, make that chart just slightly smaller. We know where we're going. We're going Zulu to Lima to uniform. Let's do that. I was under the impression, actually, obviously, the explain had a huge issue with being dark and having a dark cockpit. And for some reason, that issue was fixed, but it seems to feel like it's come back again. I don't know if it's if I'm the only one to notice it. It kind of just come back out of nowhere, so it's going to be something that's causing it. But the cockpit looks just a little bit darker. It does look darker than what I'm used to. Okay, we're fully loaded today. We have 10 people on board. That's two pilots and 8 passengers. Alright, well, we know where we're going. We'll give them a call out ATC when we leave. It's a real shame though we came in a bit late, like ATC. They don't tend to wait around too long. Thank you Tony on dropped in as well. I hope you're enjoying the streams. I hope you're enjoying the Citation X as much as I am. The other aircraft that I'm looking to get in the future is also a private jet, small jet, and it's the Gulfstream 650, I believe. The GL 650, and that's on the store. It does look pretty good. It's got more modern avionics than the Citation X, but it's also better, I think, in terms of being able to use it. Its ease of use is better for the pilots. There's not as much to deal with. It's confined to fewer screens. So we got one other plane in the airport. Interesting. This is a category 3, category 2 and 3 runway, and of course here's the uniform. So we taxi all the way down to uniform 4. Can't remember what holding point it is. I don't think it says it on the map. Yeah, not all the way to the end. So we'll have to taxi across the runway, and then I didn't even notice that. No, the map actually did it say it? Just say uniform down there, so okay, it does show it across there, and then we'll go across to Sierra. We'll use the entire length of the runway because it's not exactly the biggest runway in the world, is it? Lisbon traffic citation 1 Golf Tango, taxiing to runway 20 via uniform Sierra. We're going to have to stick our strobes on early because we're crossing the runway, so we'll stick them on now. We won't put landing lights on as we're crossing. Taxi lights should be on though. On a bit of a slope on the taxi station, the straightest one in the world. Clear on the right. We're going to go straight across to save time and clear on the left. Plane is really struggling on this taxiway. You're needing like so much more power just to get moving. We burned probably a lot of fuel as well, too much fuel. We probably need to refuel at this point for the flight, or taxi back to get refueling for the flight. We still got 80. Apparently we've only used 1 kilogram, which is hard to believe. No, we haven't. We've used 200 kilograms of fuel. Gonna cheat and just reload those 200 kg, but that shows you how much the APU burns off and how much taxiing burns off. 200 kg. I don't know why I've just done that. That's oh god, unprofessional. So let's undo it. We had lost. Oh my goodness. Sometimes add-ons can be a real pain in the butt. See what I mean? It just pops up and it blocks the screen, takes control of the game where you don't want it to. Surprised that this flight isn't as popular as the Corfu flight. Did the Funko and Madeira to Corfu, and that was well popular. But I thought Lisbon to Gibraltar would have been very popular too. It's an incredible airport, it really is. Just kind of testing as well with the channel, like the specific times people are more interested in watching. My usual time is 1:30, but I found mixed results. Like sometimes it'd be very busy, sometimes it will be completely dead. And then other times I'll be doing it like at night or in the evening and it'll be popular and busy. But again, it can also be dead then as well. So it's still sort of experimenting. I don't think YouTube's quite pushing it out there as much as it thinks it is. Just took the wrong one. Oh well, that's interesting. That's the one you want to do if you're doing a U-turn. We want to park up here a second. There's not very good steering on the ground when you're fully loaded either. Let's hold up here, we'll hold short, we'll stick our landing lights on. Tax lights off. Transponder's going to be altitude. We know that anyway, everybody knows that, that's for traffic collision avoidance system. Parking brake released. Lisbon traffic citation 1 Golf Tango is departing runway 20 to the east. Right, we got a GA button now, we got a go around button, which means we can push it on takeoff. Pedal brakes, full press. %. 45%, let's go. So go for a set. And then a quick departure. All over the place. Rotate. Positive brake climb, gear up. Just 3,000 feet initially. We are banking quite steeply to the right. Reduce that down while we climb. Retract the flaps. Okay, set to engage the autopilot. Suppose we can do that. As I say, just 3,000 feet to Gaios, then 45,000. Engines out of sync a little bit. I'm wondering if on takeoff we had a bit of out of sync engine going on because we put the ground idle high. Sometimes that causes the issue. It's not a simple case of syncing the engines either. Not technically meant to sync them when you're on the ground and takeoff or landing. Okay, we've got to slow down quick, we're breaking the law here. Let's say VNAV can come on. We'll select VNAV and we'll enter 45,000 feet. Well, we have done. We'll wait for it to get to that waypoint. Keep cruising out to about 250 knots for now though. Very, very misty and hazy over Lisbon. Looks fantastic though, look at that. I've not got the co-pilot view anymore for some reason. I cannot remember what it is either. No, it's gone. Co-pilot view's gone. Oh well. I said 45,000 altitude, nice and early. Now there's no ATC, technically we could have cleared ourselves up to 45,000 pretty quickly. would have made a difference for realism. I'm going to climb at 270, which is the usual best rate of climb. Best angle of climb, I think, in the Citation X. Airport, aircraft there departing or arriving. Transition level 5,000 feet, so we've crossed it. It's at standard pressure. Okay, LNAV just gone off on its own. Don't know what's going on with the aircraft. Banking like crazy. Didn't turn the autopilot off. Anyway, we're above 10,000 feet. Landing lights coming off. Seatbelt signs are coming off as well. Bleed air. APU bleed air off. Generators off. The pipes back to normal now. So yeah, look at the bank on that, 30-degree bank. We do not want that, of course, over 18,000 feet. I'm going to stick it on to fan sync now. Usually you put a half bank on when you're cruising, or at least high up from the climb. APU master coming off. Engine sync is already on. Bank as required. Just let it get straight and on course first before we select it. I'm thinking we can do it with crew half bank while we're climbing as well. Okay, Gibraltar, our destination. It's not the longest flight in the world. I thought it was 2 hours, but I think the most time has been spent on time on startup. The actual flight itself is relatively short. Already at 23,000 feet. Look at that. Yes, so we're on the arrival, and look at the Plymouth 09s. Apparently, I couldn't find it on the FMC. So it's a special procedure here, it seems, for Gibraltar. Runway 27 there, but we run 09. That's interesting. So you fly to the Gibraltar DME there, or the looks like a tack vortex or something. Yeah, it looks like a tack, and I can't really see what it is. There's a DME over there. For runway 09, we fly down here. It doesn't actually show you the runway though. But that is Plymouth, of course, which is what we want. Let's rotate it again, so it's so we want MGA, that's coming up on the map, on the FMC there, MGA, and that's where it's telling us to go. So straight down there, it looks like. Not quite sure about that. It's a little bit difficult to see where we go for the runway then, because I don't know where the runway is. I'm assuming it's here somewhere, in this little part. Check the other things on the approach. So that's arrival. Runway 09 we need. Civil procedures, of course. We do have a minimal chart there. Let's check that. Okay, that's not very helpful. Yes, it's helpful. That's just minimum altitude. There's the runway. That's a very, very difficult approach. So we go, obviously, Ripborough. I think this is all hand-flown approach because, yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's not a problem, of course. I don't mind hand-flying it. I'd prefer to actually, because the plane is going to be able to manage that at the end. And there's the Gibraltar Rock. It's even got the 113.6 on it. Let's tune that in. 113.6, and then we'll pick it up hopefully before we get that nav one. Make sure you select it up here as well. VOR ADF is such a VOR 1 is the one we want. Probably don't need the second one. Okay, that didn't work. Saying 1500 feet, minimum altitude. And if we go around, it's 4,000 feet. Descending right turn to runway from 3 nautical miles. So obviously here's 3 nautical miles, and then we'll be descending right turn. Descending right turn to 09. Yeah, so 1500 feet down to not below 900, I'm guessing, or maybe it is, and then we'll land. Keep that open just in case. So flight time at the moment, only 13 minutes. It's not bad. I'm going to kick back, relax, just get a drink, refresh myself, and let you do the same. I'll speak to you when we get a bit closer. ladies and gentlemen, that's how quick the flight is. We're actually almost there. You can see Plymouth on the FMC. We didn't make it up to 45,000. Plane really struggled actually to get up to it. Surprised that's the cruise altitude that Simbrief gave us with fully loaded. We couldn't do it. Not the first time. If we were gonna do it, we'd have to. I don't really know. We'd have to just figure it out later on anyway. So yeah, Plymouth coming up on the map, and then we're free winging it from there, freestyling it. Runway 09. There's absolutely no arrival or approach coming up, which is concerning. Let's check the map. Let's cheat. So Gibraltar's actually really busy, but we did program one of these. Is that Gibraltar? No, that's not Gibraltar. Sorry, my mistake. That's Malaga. We don't want to go down there. We want. I wonder why it's saying we're near Gibraltar then. Oh, it's down there. That's why. So yeah, nobody at Gibraltar Airport, but everybody's at Malaga Airport. That's interesting, and that has a few DMEs there as well. We're little old Gibraltar down here has got absolutely nothing. I did program something on the nav, but obviously there's nothing on the map, so let's see what comes up. It was the 113.6, but nothing's popping up on here yet. Can't actually see the airport on that list there. Would be great if we had a reference. We got a reference. I guess that's a reference, but it's just another it's a heliport. Not much. So I think it wants us to come according to that chart anyway. Because Gibraltar Rock pointing in at the end there. It wants us to come round the rock, and then we'll be at 1500 feet about here, and then descend down for descending right turn into runway 09, according to the chart anyway. If I just bring it up, you can see RIPRA, radar vectors, and then by 3 nautical miles we do a descending turn onto 09. That makes sense from a chart, but from like a practical point of view it's going to be a little bit tricky. Again, there's no reference there. They just got the there is a 113.6, but on the X-plane map there's nothing on it, so obviously X-plane's not modelled the TACAN on it. There's no ILS, there's no DME markers other than the TACAN, but we'll wait and see if that actually works. So yeah, down here we'll be probably about 3,000 feet, and then we'll continue round. I wonder if we can type in RIP actually on the FMC as a waypoint. Let's try that. Right, Ripper, I said we did it afterwards and it came up after Mar. That's quite good though. That will take us because I don't know what Plymouth is, but Ripper will take us the right way it seems. Right, left, right. Maybe let's get rid of that. So there's Plymouth, that's where we're coming in, the Plymouth MGA. really surprised they haven't put this in the game. Of course, all these waypoints exist, Unboat exists, Ripper exists, which is the waypoint we want. The Tacan exists. It's on there on the chart, but not in the game. Well, you can see what we want. So Plymouth, and I'll rephrase it again. Down to Ripper. Unboat or Ripper, one of those two. It looks like a Ripper is a better one, and then 359 will be our heading. So let's set the heading now. 359. As I just said, I tried to put it in, but Ripper was sort of shoved to the front of the queue, leaving me with no choice but to delete it again. Anyway, let's get ready for descent. Let's descend now. Flight level change, we'll go down to 3,000 feet. Enjoying it. If you enjoy the content, please support by commenting. That's the one I want to see. I want to see people commenting and let me know what you liked. Do you like this plane? What's your favourite aircraft? What's your favourite airport for that matter? I have a few. Citation X is just one of many favourites, of course. And are you a flight simulator on X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Simulator? Or heck, are you a real pilot? Great to hear from you all. Descending down 4,000 feet a minute, trying to get down relatively quickly for that turn. We've sort of left the descent a little bit too late because the FMC hasn't been programmed too great today. So there's the MGA and the waypoint we need. It's kind of looking, I think, again the airport's not even appearing on the map, which is peculiar. It'll be around there for the Gibraltar airport. We'll recognise it anyway when we see it. Malaga's down there for the time being. It's really strange it would fly to the MJ there and then let us fly down to the Gibraltar without any other notice. Let's just slow our descent anyway. A little bit of distance off the yacht. According to our flight plan anyway, we have about 47 nautical miles to Plymouth. Yeah, plenty of time. The aircraft is banking extremely steeply. I changed it to VNAV from flight lever change. For some reason it pitched down. That's dangerous. So, I mean, there's still things X-plane should be fixing like that. That was it isn't supposed to happen, of course. There's 18,000 feet, just about. Let's turn the engine sinks off. Let's turn half bank off as well. We'll leave it on until we get around the corner, and then we'll go around the corner and turn it off. Plymouth, I really wish they'd put away like a connecting line there to the Gibraltar airport, because Plymouth is going to be quite far from where we need to be. You can't even see it on the IFR chart, any information there that we actually need. Plymouth is coming up way back there on the whereas on the chart it was more down here. And then it's saying that one. Keep the APU into gear. We're almost down below 10,000 feet already. This APU started disengage switch as well as dysfunctional. Normal error, APU started to disengage, so obviously rather than clicking a bit more realism there could be added. Below 10,000 feet we'll stick the landing lights on. And half banks coming off as well. flights are being deployed. We'll put the lights on, we'll go below 10,000 feet. Let's slow down to 250 knots. 240? Below 250. Deploy 5 degrees of flaps. Now we're coming below 10,000 feet. Landing lights and seatbelt lights are coming on as well. Prepared and ready. One hour 30 so far. Doing well on time. Strange that YouTube is being selective about what it allows to be seen and not seen, isn't it? The streams are doing pretty well, and then they dropped off for absolutely no reason whatsoever. A stream like this, I mean, considering how popular the other citation streams have been in streams in general, this one should technically be just as popular. Because it's the same plane, it's a different route, however. Really peculiar. So if you know anything about that, or you have your sort of ideas what might be causing that, maybe I'm not putting the right tags in, I don't know. It seems very odd to just drop off all of a sudden. Okay, Plymouth, is it going to take us straight to the airport? LXGB, so it's sort of turning in that direction. I can't see it on the map. It would really help to see that map and see it on it. I can't see it at all. There it is, there's one airplane there. We're a bit high up at the moment, so we need to slow down. We are going to call out though. Gibraltar traffic, Citation 1 Golf Tango, descending down 3,000 feet for the approach, runway 09er. And that is our approach. Plymouth, and it's taking us direct to the airport, so I'm going to use this map. We don't want to go straight into that rock because that's going to take us to the wrong runway, so it's all hand flown from here. Now I'm going to fly to... Oh wow, you can feel that change in the control as well. Because we're heavier aircraft, it's difficult to control, more difficult than it would be if we were a lighter aircraft. So yeah, that'll take us down to runway 27, we carry that way, but it gives us time to descend, and we should be able to see the the airport any time now. I wonder if we can keep that on IFR, that might make it a bit easier. Nah. 3,000 feet, and then we'll do that 3 nautical miles round the rock in the water, then 3 nautical mile descending turn to runway 09er. Okay, barometric minimums set. Q and H, we need Q and H. 1020. turbulence. A little bit of a strong wind, 12 knots, 9 knots, 28 knots, wow, 28 knots up there. Thank goodness we're not heading in the right direction. We've got 1,000 feet to 3,000 feet, we should be good. Should be able to level off at that point. Flats and flaps are 5, already got them down at 5. Autopilot mode, approach mode, armed. IS should not be selected. Okay, I think the Honeycomb recognises the flight level change as a speed select. Yeah, so it selects the V speed and the IIS on the Honeycomb. Interesting. And we've got the heading set for that turn, so we'll turn to that heading when we get around the rock. Should be on the right hand side. It's very, very hazy outside, but you can just about see, you know, the terrain and things. The rock won't be there, I don't think. It'll be on the other side. Let's see if we can see it from the window. No, not quite yet. Okay, there's the rock. It's hidden by clouds. We really need to be below those. We're going to fly around the rock of Gibraltar. I'm coming into runway 09. You can see on the background the city. That's a brilliant view. Absolutely brilliant. Should we slow down as well? This is a very quick part, this. Very quick turn and things, especially at the speed we're at. Down to 15 degrees of flaps. Let's make sure we start descending now, so we get through the clouds and stuff. Okay, it's very, very difficult without the map, I'm not going to lie, especially with these conditions, IMC conditions. This is not exactly the best radar either. Can't estimate it. Unfortunately, we'd have to keep our charts up on the side, for example, so that's what we'll do, keep the map just at the side there. Okay, 4,000 feet is go round height. I want to set that now, 4,000 feet. Let's do the turn. One turn this is, first to second. Slow down now to about 100, we slow down to 160. Hey, there it is. Gibraltar traffic, Citation 1 Golf Tango is on the final approach for runway 09er. This is a really, really tricky approach. This is incredibly difficult. Such awful conditions as well. So we've got 3 nautical miles, don't we? About 5 nautical miles at the moment. When we're at 3 nautical miles, we do that turn. Should be at 1,500 feet. Yes, we're through the clouds, so 1,500 feet. If you remember, descended through minimum 900 feet. I'm going to stick the gear down now. We're within 5 nautical miles. There's Gibraltar, everybody. The runway is literally right there, and we're going to do that descending turn in a second on the final. Some good flying here, actually, some really good in terms of scenery, so we don't need the map anymore. We'd use our nautical mile thing there, so 3 nautical miles, keep that in mind. Full flaps. Check the landing speed.
1,000.
120. didn't want to check the map, but just about 3 nautical miles. 3.9, just a little bit longer. There we go. Hard to judge how far you are because there's no direct line there to the airport. Hopefully when we make this turn we're going to be able to see the runway. We're very low down at the moment. Struggling to get round. Yeah, we missed that turn, we missed it. You know, probably be a go around at this point, but you know me, everybody, I like to push it to the limit.
500.
Yeah, some poor flying actually there. Really struggling, as I say, those 12 knot gusts sort of coming in at us. Flaps are 15, flaps are down, when it goes down. Flaps are... Okay. Your damper's coming off. Okay, we don't see it. That turn is very, very difficult. I keep saying it, it's very difficult. I came down, turned too late because we don't have a direct line to the airport, so you can't see the actual distance. It'll just be the distance from the aircraft, which is not always accurate. Looking alright though on the landing, not the worst. Again, control of the plane, have full control, rudder and ailerons, elevators, throttles. Incredible view. Gibraltar Rock just on the right, the actual town and city itself. Minimums will continue. We got good poppy lights there on the runway. Straight down the centre line. 2 white, 2 red.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Then we go off at the end. It's typical, 10. Isn't it? 10 feet. Hopefully the plane will touch down. Okay, just about. Really blown all over their place, so that crosswind making it extremely difficult to maintain control. Even now on the ground it's just wobbling all over, so flaps up. Spoilers retracted. We didn't need reversers. Static heats off. We didn't turn the anti-ice off, that's no problem. 27 degrees in Gibraltar, welcome here everybody. We turn the strobes off when we taxi off. Awesome, let's taxi down to parking. Let's just stop here 1 second. We'll get a good space, trust me. We always do. Stand by on the transponders. Taxi lights, landing lights. All the usual. Speed brakes and flaps are retracted. Use the proper chart. Let's see what we got at the airport. Gibraltar Aerodrome textual data, that's interesting. Ramp and taxi. So really cool charts there, Gibraltar. Pretty easy to figure out. We're on the civil apron. I didn't realise there was so much military activity at this airport. So yeah, civil apron will be where we taxi to. It's not a big airport, and then on the other side we've got the south apron fuel vent. There's the Rock, of course, 4,000 feet. There's what we need to be up minimum on the go around. There's the Gibraltar TACAN thing. We have another airplane in the area, so he's parked think he's the Lufthansa one. Yep. So he's in a Lufthansa A320. Same as this guy over here. And our space is taken, so we'll take this next turn in. Was hoping to get that end space next to KLM. I wonder if we can. If that KLM is in number 2. Oh no, he's not. He's in number 1. So let's do that. I'm sure taking off is a lot easier than landing at this airport. Okay, we're parking here. We're not a 737. We are a huge, medium-sized jet, though. We'll be alright. And slap the parkers on. Okay, throttles. That's a shame. I was under the impression that online players would appear in higher quality planes. Not bad on the parking. Amazing view though, look at that. Wow. Yeah, I was under the impression that they'd be high definition aircraft, but these then what looks it's the same quality as the X-plane aircraft that are usually in the background. That is a great view, look at that. Love to ski down that rock in the winters. And imagine what it's like in Winterland in this airport. How these A320s and 737s do it, I don't know. It's extremely difficult. Aircraft doors. Let's crack those open. Stop the APU as well. Kind of cheating a little bit on this, kind of skipping a few things. Doing it quicker than should do. Navigation and Rex. Geotheaters. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. It's been very quiet today in the stream. It's usually a lot busier for a Citation X stream, so I really hope you enjoyed it. That was a strange landing. I'll do better in the future, I promise. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, so have a fantastic day. Take care.